Welcome to the 3-question series for authors brought to you by Quilltips. I'm Gabriel, your host and the founder of Quilltips. We got a great show for you today. We're just going to dive into it with our first question for our author. Who are you?
Well, hello, man. My name is Maurice Myers. I'm an author slash poet slash author coach from the Bronx, New York. I'm a former educator. And I'm a fantasy writer slash, obviously I said poet, so I'm a poetry writer also. I've written 4 books altogether. My 5th book will be released this year, November 30th, The Experiment 3. And I'm just somebody who writes books because it's something that I've always been good at. I wasn't the tallest, so I couldn't be the best in basketball, but I definitely know I could tell a good story. So I continue to tell stories because, hey, it makes me feel good to do things that I'm good at.
Great. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm 5'7", so my basketball hopes were
I
never
am
got
5'7" also.
Same.
Same here. Trust me.
All right. Perfect. Maurice, so tell us, what is your book that you'd like to talk about today?
Okay, so the book I would like to talk about today is Finders Keepers, The Quest for Ascension, which is the sequel to Finders Keepers, The Age of Ascension. The reason we're talking about this book today is because I didn't write it by myself. First of all, I always like to point out that I have a co-writer, my brother, KaJuan Smith. We've been working on this book. We've been working on this series, this whole universe since the year 2016. So over time, it's had so many different developments from being a comic, wanting to be a comic book till we saw how much that cost, till being an actual series that we could create. This book right here I feel like this is our step into being another level as an author, because one, if this book is a lot thicker than anything we've ever written before. Let's start there. But number 2, the Quest for Ascension, it does speak to people who are going through different things in their lives and you're stepping into the next step. So whether that means you're just beginning or you're at your, final form, as they would say in Dragon Ball Z. But what can happen and how you overcome those hurdles, what's next in life afterwards.
Great. And Maurice, why did you write this book?
We wrote this book because truthfully we always wanted to showcase brotherhood, positivity, and we wanted people with magic. We're millennials. We grew up with things like X-Men, Mortal Kombat, and Power Rangers and stuff. So it's things that you want to create in your own world, in your own realm. And having a friend that, your best friend at that, where you can just do that back and forth, it did help to create this world. And we knew that, okay, we could create something that we can give out to people. Our kids could be able to see this. We're former educators, so we can bring these back to the schools and let the kids read these. It's not only just for kids, obviously, it's for adults also. But the most important thing is to see, like, hey, I was your teacher and I was in here with you, but now look, like, I'm an author now. You see, everything I told you I was going to do, I did it. So just to motivate others.
What was it like to co-write this book with your best friend?
I think it's a blessing, honestly. A gift and a curse, because we don't really argue. Like, we disagree all the time, but it's never really an argument of like ego. We always just want to write the best story. We stick to our strength. I'm very good with character development and figuring out why they would do the things they do, the psychology of the character. He's very great with building the scenes and big picture things a lot of times, where they're going to go. Putting that together made it so much easier. So I always tell people, like, hey, I talk from a place of privilege. I did this with my best friend. I didn't do this by myself. So, we had to learn each other's writing styles. I'm the dialogue guy. He's the settings guy. But we didn't know that in the beginning. So a lot of this was really just, trial and error, figuring each other out, and also remembering that the goal is this. If you ask us who came up with what, most things we won't know. It was really just about creating the best story that worked for us both.
Your background too with the poetry writing is interesting. Going from that to more of kind of futuristic sci-fi, like, are there things that you borrowed from each?
I do feel like it's different parts of my brain because it's fantasy. Sorry, Dad, but I curse a lot in my actual life of talking, regular New Yorker thing. Yeah. And in this, it's not too much of that because it's fantasy. Whereas in poetry, I get to just let it out and be the full New Yorker that I am. Right. So it's 2 different sides, but I do think that working on this has made me way more descriptive in my poetry. Like, I am much more now a storyteller. I used to say I was a performer. Like, I did it to perform, but now I'm learning how to tell the stories, let the story be the performance, I should say.
Where can readers find out more about you? Where should they buy your book? How should they get involved with you?
Okay, so I'm always on TikTok if you haven't seen me already. The author Maurice Myers. I like to put my whole name, so it's very simple. I do have a website. Well, me and my brother, we have a website, iconicent.com. That's EYECONICENT.com. All our books are on Zon, the Forest People. I don't like to say their name to get people caught up. You can definitely find all our books there, Maurice Myers, or you can look up KaJuan Smith. KaJuan Smith is on the book also.
Well, thank you again so much for joining. Really excited for your book, and it sounds like maybe many more books in the future to come. And thanks for joining the 3 question series.
Appreciate it, man. Awesome.